Tonight's game is produced by the IH Sports Network. No part of the audio or video from tonight's game may be redistributed or retransmitted without the express written consent of the IH Sports Network and Liberty Press Incorporated. The IH Sports Network's first commitment is to the student athletes of our community, their families, and their coaches. Find us online at ihsports.net.
The Rogers Group pregame show will begin in 4 minutes. We're 3 minutes away from broadcast. The Rogers Group pregame show begins in 2 minutes. Stand by for broadcast in 60 seconds. Stand by for broadcast in 30 seconds. We're going live in 15 seconds.
The following is a presentation of the IH Sports Network. You're listening to the Monday Night Roundtable. For the next 2 hours, we'll talk local high school sports with the voice of the Oneida Indians, Tim Smith.
10-5, touchdown, Indians. Give me the corners. 2 scores, baby. Give me the corners.
The voice of the Scott Highlanders, Rick Keaton.
Throw the ball, has a receiver long upfield, chasing it down. Pitch made by Rylan Griffith. He'll take it all the way from the end zone.
Produced by the IH Sports Network. The Roundtable begins now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. I'm Ben Garrett, alongside the voice of the Scott Highlanders, Rick Keaton, and the voice of the Oneida Indians, Tim Smith. We are live from the C. Michael Lay Technology Center in Helenwood. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to talk to players of the game. We're going to talk to linemen of the game. We're going to talk to cheerleaders. We're going to talk to scholar athletes. We're going to talk to soccer players. But first, guys, as always, we'll start off by sort of recapping Friday night. A big win for Scott High, 42-6 over Austin East. Oneida falls to CAK in a tough one. Here's a look at what happened Friday night.
One right, they've got an up back on the right side. That's King. Little fade to the end zone. Touchdown, Wyatt Lloyd. Great. Wide left is Wyatt Lloyd at the numbers. The handoff, Bond, the fake. They intended into the end zone. Jacob Morgan, touchdown, Highlanders.
Yes.
That's a 21-yard touchdown score, Privet to Morgan. 4 for the Highlanders. Stanley is the up back right. The fade to Wyatt Lloyd. He has a touchdown in the end zone. The Highlanders, their third touchdown in the first half. That's a 10-yard strike on the fade to Wyatt Lloyd. That'll be Privet rolling right, looking, throws to the end zone, touchdown, Jagan Morgan. Along with Travis on top and Greg somewhere in the booth here. Got him over the middle, touchdown. That's going to be Wyatt Lloyd. That covers officially 19 yards for the touchdown pass. Here's the snap, the handoff. That's Newport sweeping the right side, steps into the end zone. That's a 5-yard touchdown run. The first the Highlanders have scored on the ground tonight.
All right, so there you see it, 42-6 win for the Highlanders. And Tim, I'm going to start with you. There were no Oneida clips on that. Yep. There just wasn't much to talk about. CAK came in. We knew CAK was going to be a very good football team. And, boy, were they ever.
Yeah, and we talked about, finding a play of the game. Our play of the game was a Grady Keaton kickoff return. He did a great job, got it into plus territory when the game was still semi-competitive. But the Indians, also had a great catch from Drayton Wade that we had in there. But that was basically most of the offensive highlight package for the Indians. Didn't score points, had trouble moving the ball, and really had uncharacteristic mistakes on special teams that really cost them that, sent that score up much higher with two touchdowns just set up basically deep in Oneida territory. So it was a rough night. But I also will say there is a bright side. We probably won't have to deal with a player like number 11, Gabe Linkus, for CAK. He was an incredible athlete, dangerous running the football, which he would run from the slot in the end-around run. He would cross the middle. He would go deep down the side. He was just an incredible athlete, and Oneida had trouble keeping him under containment. It was a backup quarterback for CAK, so they've got somebody better than that out there. So it was a game where Oneida got exposed in some things, and the job this week is going to be to try to turn that into a positive, because The unfortunate thing is you have that game, which is probably the lowest point to this point in this season, even though it was expected to be a rough matchup. And then you turn around and you have, without a doubt, your most important matchup this far in the season. We're going to be at the halfway point of the season at the end of Friday night. Indians are playing their first region game Friday night. And, I don't know. Some people think Tellico Plains is probably the best team in the region. I think Eagleton's got something to say about that as well. Oneida's hoping they have something to say about that. But one thing is for sure, Tellico Plains is going to be big, and they're going to lean on you and try to pound the football, and they'll catch you by surprise with some passes when you're all worked up about stopping the run. They're very good at what they do. The Indians lost for the first time to Tellico Plains last year in a close game at home. Now we go down there, and, they're going to be ready to go. It's going to be a huge game to try to bounce back from what happened this past Friday and just flush that and get ready for the first region game. Try to get off on the right foot.
Now, you're trying to move ahead. I see what you're doing here, and I don't – okay. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of what Jimmy May had to say about Friday's game.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They're the best team we play. They've got a lot of good skill. Line is excellent. On defense they're very tough. We knew we were going to have a tough time trying to withstand that, and we were okay for a while. Of course we got a touchdown call back on the screen, and got ourselves down a little bit. But they have an excellent receiver, number 11. Quarterback threw the ball well, and of course the running back. He was hard to defend. He wears on him throughout the game, and we were like I said, we were okay in the first half. We got down to 20-0, later, and trying to regroup a little bit, and we got to come together. We're going to put them to try to put them in a better situation, try to give them more success. We got to figure out some things that we got exposed tonight a few times, and we're going to do that, and get ready for next week at Tellico Plains.
So, Tim, nobody wants to dwell on that CAK game, but I'm getting the stat updates, not being able to see the game live. Bo sends me the stats at halftime, then into the game. I'm looking at the stats saying, my goodness, I don't know if I want to watch this game. But when I did watch the game, it strikes me, CAK was clearly the better team. Mm-hmm. And they shut down Oneida's offense. I mean, they just did. They were very good defensively. But the game, to me, was the Oneida defense played well. You take away the 2 bad snaps on the punts, and that takes 2 CAK touchdowns off the board. Coach May mentioned the 64 yards, I think it was, the screen pass to Ben Gilbert that was a score that was taken off by a holding penalty. This game could have been much closer than it was.
It could have been. And, I mean, if you want to look at another positive to me, he mentioned the running back, and he when we watched him warm up, he was a big, imposing fellow. They had a big line, and pretty much Oneida handled the running game for the most part. They had a nice mix-up back, so kind of a thunder and lightning approach. The Indians did a good job on the run. This receiver, Linkus, that I mentioned, though, as you got your focus on the run, he would just be a big problem. I don't think Tellico Plains has a guy like him, but they've got guys. They've got experienced guys, and so like I say, it's going to be interesting to see what the bounce back looks like on this Friday night game, because it's incredibly important.
Yeah, absolutely. Region opener for the Indians on Friday night at Tellico Plains. Rick, I swing over to your side of the table. And as we sat right here last Monday night, I told you I felt good about this game.
Yes.
But if you'd have told me that Scott High was going to have a running clock against Austin East, which has absolutely been a thorn in their side for 30 years, really, almost. Mm-hmm. Most of those games had not been close at all. And then they just rolled the way that they did. I would not have believed you, but a record-setting night for the Highlanders. Huge performances offensively and defensively. Just a big-time win.
It certainly was, and it opened with that aha moment as Austin East decided to receive the opening kickoff, fielded it, went across the field toward their sideline, turned it up, touchdown, penalty behind it, brought it back, Highlander defense. Well, they stiffened. I mean, they could just as easily, maybe as we've done in previous years, sort of lost composure, not lost confidence. They did not do that. The defense got a stop, got an interception right there, changed the feel around a little bit, able to score on our first possession, and just everything clicked from there on out. It was a record-setting night. We may talk about that a little bit later, but Gage Privet with the 5 touchdown passes. He tied that 5 touchdown passes was held jointly by his coach, Billy Hall, and by Jake Sexton back in 2010, I believe, that season. So tied that record there. The receivers, Wide Lord 3 touchdown catches, Jacob Morgan with 2. They made it look easy. It wasn't, but they made it look easy. Gage Privet, not only with 5 touchdown passes, pretty accurate. And when he's accurate, these receivers can get open. I want to talk about the offensive line because maybe they don't get a lot of credit, but these guys are holding up very well through 3 games and doing a good job in their pass pro, giving some running room when we need to do that. And my goodness, what can we say about the defense? Goodness gracious, there's want to give a lot of credit to Matt Bowitt. Matt Bowitt had this really great picture. I think it headlined your sports thing yesterday with Micah Bowles coming up, making the tackle at the goal line, creating a forced fumble there that the Highlanders recovered. We were able to, I think, change field position after that, and that really helped the Highlanders again. And, we can talk about everybody. We can talk about the defensive line. We can talk about the linebackers. We can talk about the cornerbacks who did an outstanding job. We can talk about the safeties back there. And certainly he's our player of the game, Micah Bowles. We'll tell you why he was the player of the game later. I mean, there's a possibility the guy could have had 4 interceptions and maybe a couple of touchdowns to go along, pick 6s on those INTs, but he found himself in the right place. And as the offense put points on the board, the defense, they're going for that shutout again, and that would have been something else to have had another shutdown. That would have been 2 in a row, but a shutout rather. And so it's just fun football that everybody enjoyed. The fans enjoyed that tremendously on Friday night.
I know I enjoyed it. Real quickly, here's what Billy Hall had to say after the game.
I'm just going to start off saying, how much I love this group of kids and how fun they are, to coach, and I'm so glad I get to be a part of it. And but no, this defense, I'm telling you, they accept every challenge we throw their way. They attack everything, and they go get it.
Your quarterback tied a record that you had, 5 touchdown passes in a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and him talk all the time, and I'm like, dude, just go make every throw with confidence. Let our dudes go make plays and get it to them. Trust the offensive line to pass protect you, and and trust them dudes to go get open.
Rick, I think one thing that stood out to me, we may have talked about this Friday night, in years past, especially against teams like Austin East, it's easy to get intimidated against these teams from Knoxville. But it seemed like for the past several years at least, Scott High they would go to those games, they would hope to win. They would want to win, but maybe they didn't believe that they could win. And this team, this Scott High team, man, they've got swagger, they've got confidence. I haven't seen that from a Scott High team in a long, long time.
They have this confidence, but they are an extremely coachable team. And I want to throw this out there. I went to talk to the coaches after the game, and I said, you guys are doing a tremendous job. You're breaking down film. You're finding the keys. You're teaching that to the players through the course of the week. And I must say, I talked about the defense. I want to rave about them. They were in the right position so many times the other night. And so that just comes from scouting, comes from coaching staff putting together the plan for the week. And the kids are having fun. If they have fun, they have success. The confidence goes from here on up to here. And when I said it a while ago, that moment, the opening kickoff return, many times that's happened to us, that lightning in a bottle from a team like that. And we just never recover. This bunch, it washes over their back, and they're ready to go on their next series.
And I know that was an moment for me because we've seen it so many times. We talked about it before the game. Tim and I talked about it. Well, I talked about it too, Tim, on Friday. I don't want to throw Tim under the bus. But I said, can Scott High contain the speed of Austin East? Because how many times have you seen it? That team always has so much speed and so much athleticism. I was shocked at the way that Scott High was able to completely neutralize that speed and athleticism.
Well, it's like HL said the other night. We've got speed. Highlanders have speed on their team. It's being in the right position, the right angles, the right this. And so our speed's pretty good. And the fact, you look the other night, and I'm almost sure that we went full platoon offense, full platoon defense. I don't know if there was a offensive lineman that came in and played defense the other night. That would be the only one. So having numbers that you can get, if the defense comes off the field, the coach can go talk to them. They get a break. We haven't had that in very many years, and Tim knows how important that is.
Well, I just want to clear something up because he's not only trying to throw me under the bus, he's driving it over me. There's no bus to throw me under. Who did I say I thought was going to win?
Tim said that Scott High would win the game. And you know what I said? I hope you're right, but I don't know.
And
I did. I said that.
Yeah, and I was, pretty confident that they were going to do that. And now you have expectations. That's the next step along that you're going to have. And you're going, let's not sugarcoat it. You're going to on a road game. This is a much better team than you played on the road the first time in Monterey. Right. This is a good team. Right. They win at home. But the expectation is now that Scott High's going to go in there and I think take care of McMinn Central. I think they will. I think that's the next step in the evolution and what you're seeing here. And you talked about this team being I don't know if you use the word brash or cocky or whatever, but confident. And they are a reflection of their coach. But it's not just – we've seen cocky, confident coaches before not win games. Mm-hmm. But this reflection of this coach is to then also go and make that winning football on the field. And they take the next step this Friday night when you win a region game on the road with expectations out there. Gage Privet continues to me to just be the key. He leads. They look to him. He's Coach Hall's man on the field. It's like having Coach Hall out on the field. My only question is, did he run the touchdown for Newport to keep Gage from breaking his record? That's what you should have asked Coach Hall.
Well, he was very polite in the dressing room after the game. He said, somebody said something. He said, "Yeah, but I still got the per game touchdown record, which was 5 passes and 2 rushing touchdowns. So he's still got that in his hip pocket." So
I'll bet he'd like to see Gage break that this Friday. I would.
There is no doubt in my mind that he'd love that.
All right, we'll talk a lot more football as the night goes on. But first, we're going to take our first break. We want to thank Little's Drugs and Fountain, as always, for sponsoring this first segment. Top lunch spot in Huntsville. Everybody works in Huntsville, biggest daytime population in Scott County, they always say. Get to Little's Drugs and Fountain. They've got a full menu, and they'll take care of you for lunch. With that, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk Scott High soccer on the Roundtable.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a Fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a Fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. We are live from the C. Michael Lay Technology Center in Helenwood, alongside Rick Keaton and Tim Smith over in the corner. I'm Ben Garrett, and we've been working our way through our soccer seniors, and we're down to our last 2 seniors, and that is from Scott High, Emily Flady, and also Ava Hines. And so it strikes me that, now, Ava, you're not a 4-year player.
No.
So you're kind of newish And so that's why you haven't been on. Emily, this is your first roundtable appearance too, but it's because you've been injured. For 4 years you've been injured. Finally this year, not only did you come into the year healthy, but you've managed to stay healthy at least halfway through the season. How nice is it to finally be able to play high school soccer?
It's actually so amazing. I'm so grateful.
So is it something that's in the back of your mind, you know, if you go down awkwardly, if you get hit, whatever, you're thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again? Or do you just go out there and you play and you don't think about it?
It's a little bit of both. It depends on the team of who we play. Definitely with Clinton, I'm definitely always scared whenever I hit the ground, but most of the time I try and ignore it and just keep going.
Ava, this is your second year, am I right about
It's
that?
my first
okay,
year.
All right, so your first year. Well, I didn't want to take away credit. So as a senior, you come out and you play soccer for the first time. What was it that convinced you to join the team this year?
I just really wanted to play with all my friends this year, and I thought it'd be something to explore.
And have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, I really do like it.
Okay, so is this your only sport that you play? Do you play?
Yeah, just soccer.
Okay. So your starter, you come in and you start right away. Tell us about the position that you play on the field.
I play center back, and that's kind of where I've always been. When I did play in middle school, that's where I was too. So.
And you guys have been pretty solid defensively, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, Emily, you're playing the sweeper position, and so I always thought that when you finally did get healthy, that you would wind up being up front, at least on the wing. Talk about playing the sweeper position. Is that what you wanted to play?
Not at first. I was really kind of nervous to play in the back because I didn't think. I mean, I'm not a fast player, so I was kind of nervous of, if I miss it, I'm going to have to drop back super, super quick, and I can't really do that. But it really is. I mean, it's definitely different, but I enjoy it a lot more than when I'm up front because when you're up on offense, you kind of have to have a lot of footwork, stuff like that. But being in the back, I kind of have more confidence because I just always know what I'm supposed to be doing. So I really like that aspect of it.
So you come from a soccer family. Your brother Josiah, he was. You guys have always been involved in soccer, but Josiah was one of the top players on a sub-state team for Sky High. First ever Sky High team to go to the sub-state. He went on to the University of the Cumberlands to play. What is it about the Flady family? What is it with soccer and you guys?
We've just always been super competitive and not strong with our hands, so soccer was the best option.
All right, so this week you guys have got 2 road games. It's hard to believe your home season is almost done. You got Cumberland Gap next Monday. That's it. That's the only home game you got left. 2 district opponents this week. You go to Clinton tomorrow. You've already beaten Clinton once, 3-1. And then you go to Union County on Thursday, and I believe that was a 1-0 game. They won on a golden goal in overtime the first time you played them. So tell me first, I think we know the answer. We talked about this during the break. Did the first games count towards district standings, or does this game count? We don't know, do we?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Okay, so we're hoping the 3-1 win over Clinton first time around counts.
Yeah.
Although you guys can beat them again tomorrow night and just settle the question entirely, right?
Right.
All right, so you're coming off a tough week. And I know it's been a tough season all the way around. Not the season you guys wanted. You lost a lot last year, senior-wise and that sort of thing. You got a ton of young people. You guys are seniors, but you all got a lot of younger players out on the field. A lot of them seeing the field for the first time. You've had some really growing up moments along the way. Last week was tough. Anderson County, the big win. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about how Coach Ball substituted his entire team, and Anderson County continued to play their starters. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to mention that. It was a tough week. So what do you do this week to bounce back, Ava?
I think we just got to come back and play as a team, really. I think we got to work on that.
What do you want to see you guys improve on this week?
I think, like she said, we need to keep playing like a team, and not only that, but just playing as a family because, high school it's a very short time, but I think that the people that you meet in high school will always have an impact on your life. So hopefully we grow together as a family.
All right, so Ava, you're brand new. This being your first year, Coach Ball is the only coach that you've ever played for at the high school level. Who was your middle school coach, first of all?
Ryan Hewitt was my middle school coach. Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't played for another coach, but I want to ask Emily this. So Emily, Coach Ball, his first season, what has it been like? And he's kind of growing up just like the rest of the newcomers on the Scott High squad. Even though he coached middle school, there's some adjustment to do there, right? So how is he progressing as a soccer coach so far?
He's doing really well. I really enjoy him as a coach, having him. I think at the beginning of the season, we kind of got away with a little bit more. We could goof off a little bit more, but now he's really cracking down, which is understandable.
And he strikes me, Ava, as being very much a player's coach. Is that a fair assessment?
That's fair.
Okay. What about so he's got 2 assistant coaches, and one of them is Will Blakely. The other is Rachel Garrett. Is there anything that you can say about her as an assistant coach? And you can just let it rip.
Here comes the bus right through the door, Ben.
I think she's very helpful, actually.
Okay, your opinion doesn't count. You give me one.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I definitely used to be terrified of the Rachel Garrett.
Yeah, me too.
But now this season, I really enjoyed the way that she sees the field and the way that she relays the message of how we can I don't know how to word it, how we can just get better on the field, because she sees it all on the sideline, and the way that she says it, she's played for a long time, so the way she says it really just relates to us.
So you say used to be terrified. You mean when she was a player?
Mm-hmm.
Would she truck you on the practice field? Is that it?
No, I just always thought she would.
Okay. You want to talk terrifying? You should try to wake her up on Sunday morning and tell her it's time to get out of bed. That's terrifying. Rick.
Overall, having watched a few games and then looking at the scores in the other games, from a defensive standpoint, we're doing a good job. I think y'all are doing a good job as a team, with one exception. All the games have been sort of low scoring, if no scoring there. So what do we have to do? What does your team have to do to find ways to get the ball, to keep it in the scoring end, to start attacking the goal more?
I think that one thing we really need to work on is our touches. We don't really have a great first touch. So I think that if we can learn to settle it and then get it off our foot quicker, that will help, because I think that it would catch the other team off guard. And we really do have a fast offensive line. So I think that if we got it off our foot, had a good first touch, me included, then that would really help a lot.
And injuries have affected the team a little bit in the last couple of weeks too. Are you going to get any of those players back?
Yeah, we have Aaliyah Jeffers back this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really good. She's really good.
And she plays that, I call it the forward position, the attack position up there like that. Ava, I'd like to ask you, first year playing soccer, some people, when it comes to any sport, whether it be baseball, whether it be soccer, whether it be football, basketball, whatever, some people play better at home. Others prefer to play on the road. Yeah. Do you have a preference yet as to where you'd rather? Is there more pressure to play at home than there is on the road?
I feel like there is, because we want to perform good at home and do good.
So I'm not putting you on the spot, but you sort of like maybe playing on the road a little bit, that you don't think the pressure is as bad.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. I like to go to new schools and play on new fields and play new teams.
So you're going to get a chance to do a lot of that with only one home game left in, 7 games, I think, something like that. So you're going to get a chance to do that a lot. Does that help prepare you for the next stage if when you get to the district and stuff like that? Does that really help you? Because the odds that it'll be at home this year, well, it won't be at home this year. So does that help you get prepared for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Grass or turf? Which do you prefer playing on?
Turf.
Turf.
Turf? Why?
You're so much faster.
Yeah, you're quicker.
Grass weighs you down, and it's gross. I just don't like it.
Ball moves quicker on the turf too.
Yeah.
This is a football. I thought you might say grass because there's always a crown on some of the football type fields that you play on. So the ball has some tendencies to do some tricky bouncing there like that.
Yeah, I guess. Although I have an unpopular opinion. I think that grass burn hurts way worse than turf burn does.
Really?
So I'd rather get turf burn than grass burn.
We'll have to ask football players about that. I mean, I think the newer forms of turf that they put in now is less susceptible to the big old rug burns that might be that long up your knees and elbows and stuff like that. So interesting that you said that.
So let me ask you guys, as you're. By the way, let me point this out. So you guys our defensive players. And Rick mentioned the defense. At one point earlier this season, Rick, you may realize this. You were at all those games, I think. I know you guys realize. You guys went, was it 240 consecutive minutes without giving up a goal? That's hard to do in soccer. I mean, that's really hard to do. So that's a credit to you guys, the rest of the defense, your keeper, Emily Rao. That was impressive. And it was only because they played games on back-to-back nights that York finally was able to beat that streak in the second half. Am I right?
Yeah.
All right, you guys are seniors. What are you going to do after high school?
I haven't really decided yet. I've got like a lot of different things that I want to do. Maybe nursing or something. I don't know.
How about it, Emily?
Well, right now I'm thinking I'm going to be a child life specialist. So they like go into the children's hospitals and pediatric wings, and like they just help the kids get comfortable with being in the hospital, and if they're going under anesthesia for a procedure, they explain it so there's no like anxiety about it. I just think that would be really cool.
College choice?
I don't know. Either Austin P or Ohio.
Okay. So is soccer in your future?
I keep going back and forth with that because I've played soccer my whole life, and it's always been a big part of who I am, really. But I don't know. My body's getting old. I'm getting tired.
Soccer does that to you.
Yeah.
How about it, Ava? How about you? Soccer in your future? I mean, not just college. I mean, you got a year or two left. You can play ASO soccer.
I don't know. Maybe it just depends on what gets brought up, really.
All right, guys. Rick, anything?
No.
Hearts and minds are clear. All right.
We're ready.
Tuesday night that's tomorrow night, by the way. Tomorrow night at Clinton. Okay, 6:30.
7.
Tomorrow night at Clinton, 7 o'clock. Thursday night at Union County, 6:30?
I think so, yeah.
All right, 6:30. So if you get an opportunity to get out and support the Lady Highlanders on the road this week, please do that. Ava Hines, Emily Flady, both seniors, Scott High School. Guys, thank you for joining us. Good luck this week. We'll see you on down the road.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, we're going to flip back to football.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Relive the moments that made history, on the field, in the gym, and across our community. From thrilling game-winning plays to unforgettable graduations, SFN has over 1,600 videos ready to watch anytime. Join sfn.tv for just $4.99 a month and unlock decades of local memories. Want to own a piece of history? Visit sfn.tv for digital downloads and DVDs of your favorite events. Subscribe or shop today at sfn.tv. Your home for local sports and community memories.
When you need physical therapy, don't just think of sports injuries and post-operative care. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we treat patients in all stages of life and with a wide variety of symptoms, from vertigo and headaches to hip pain and plantar fasciitis. The next time you need physical therapy, think South Fork Physical Therapy. From head to toe, we are here to help you. Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
When you need physical therapy, don't just think of sports injuries and post-operative care. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we treat patients in all stages of life and with a wide variety of symptoms, from vertigo and headaches to hip pain and plantar fasciitis. The next time you need physical therapy, think South Fork Physical Therapy. From head to toe, we are here to help you.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4-lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network, live from the C. Michael Lake Technology Center in Helenwood. I'm Ben Garrett. He's Rick Keaton. He's Tim Smith. Came back out of the corner and joined us, and we are joined now by Oneida Junior William Hill, our First National Bank Player of the Game from Friday night's game, and Maddox Hutcherson. He's a senior. Bonus coverage with Maddox. Our Trophy Masters lineman of the game was Jesse Zachary. He was unable to be here tonight, so we drug this guy in off the street. No, he came to support William, and here he is on set. Maddox, by the way, and I'll get to William in a second, Maddox has been playing a huge role in the Oneida running attack, and I don't know if anybody saw that coming in. You guys will talk about that. William on Friday night, though, Tim, player of the game, 10 tackles, also the leading receiver for Oneida.
Yeah, and William, it was a tough night. There was a few highlights for us as far as offense goes, and it was a tough team to work against. But what do you feel like you guys can take away from that game and move into Tellico Plains and try to make sure you shore it up and you're ready to play that first region game?
Well, it's definitely a big game, but, we can't mess up on defense that one play. We can't mess up that one play because that'll get them 50 yards, and that just hurts us bad. So if we're just lined up in the right spot, I think we'll do good.
What about the receiver, number 11 for CAK? Do you think you'll see anybody else with that kind of skill set this year?
No, I really don't. That's the best I've seen. We went to Powell and done 7-on-7. There were some better people there, but playing in pads, that's the best receiver we played against.
Yeah. What made him so tough, do you feel like?
He was really quick. He was big. I didn't really get to guard him that much as my brother and Ruger, but yeah, he was good.
Yeah, and they would, y'all did a pretty good job against the run, which was the big concern going in because they had the big line and the big running back. That handled that pretty well, but left number 11 with some gaps, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean their run game was good. Their running back was really big, but we got it stopped pretty quick. Their pass game we just couldn't get. He was really good.
So Maddox, talking about this game and being alluded to it. So when Cole Meredith got hurt earlier this year, you're moving into an alternating role because you and Ben Gilbert are both the linebackers, and now you're splitting running back duties. So that's a lot of playing. Were you ready for this much action this year?
Well, coming from a team where you didn't really have a lot of kids, I played both sides of the ball pretty regularly, and being up here, I've only really played defense, and we've usually just let Cole and Ben take care of the run game. But where Cole got hurt, it really made me nervous because I didn't really run the ball a lot in practice and stuff. I mean, I did a little bit in the scrimmages preseason, but stepping up, I guess, not Rockwood, but Harriman, about towards the end, haven't really kicked in, and I feel like we're going to be pretty good running the ball this year.
So now that you've done that enough, do you enjoy the defensive side of the ball more or offense growing on you, or how do you feel about that?
I think I enjoy it better now, seeing it from both sides. So, like on defense, you really just figure out how hard everybody hits. See, how much gas they got in the tank, and on offense, you can kind of just pick and choose where to go and who to take care of, and it really just benefits us all.
Yeah. And so what's going on? Is Cole going to be back this week, or do you know? Is he practicing yet?
He is practicing.
Okay. So maybe back to a 3-back rotation?
I think so.
Yeah, that'll be good. Get everybody some rest, especially against this Tellico Plains team. So let's turn to them. What this is your first year ever playing Tellico Plains, right? So or second year?
Yeah.
What do you know about them?
I know they're run heavy. I played on my sophomore year, and they were pretty tough too. But I didn't get to play last year because of me moving up here to Oneida, and this year I've got a little bit of gas left in the tank, and I'm ready to take care of it.
So you remember them more as a run heavy, big bunch of guys. Yeah. What do you think about them, William? You've dealt with Tellico Plains in the past.
Last year they were definitely one of the most hard hitting teams I've ever played against. Last year they were pretty good. I thought we should have won. We lost by a touchdown. We let them get far in score in the first half. We can't do that this year. We got to start off strong, score quick, stuff like that, and I think we'll kill them.
Some of the things we talked about here on this in the past few weeks is some of the mistakes and errors or the penalties was kind of a big thing for you guys after the first 3 games. But last week, at least that seemed to clear up pretty good. Not as much penalty yardage against the Indians.
Yeah, we've been working on it a lot in practice. There's more, we're trying to work on it, more punishments, with stuff like that. And we really got to fix it because it hurts us bad.
Yeah, and against a team like Tellico Plains, it just makes it that much harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Rockwood game, I think we had like 12 flags or something like that. That was it killed us in that game. So yeah.
And the thing about a team like Tellico Plains, Maddox, they're going to shorten the game with that running style. That clock's going to run. We've seen that before. And so what do you think about that going into this week? Because that magnifies any mistake, any turnover, any penalty that puts you behind the sticks even farther. It's magnified when you got a team that shortens the game like Tellico Plains is probably going to do.
It really reminds me a lot of Bledsoe because that's all Bledsoe done was really run the ball. And I'm not going to say we played lots out football against Bledsoe, but, it was a pretty close game. And we actually played Bledsoe better than – I ain't going to say better, but closer than Tellico did. And I'm really hoping that transpires into this week and we really pull out one.
How much can you put into that, comparing when you see how another team did?
I think Bledsoe, it would have been a completely different game if the ground wasn't wet. The ball was always wet. We couldn't throw the ball. It was just sloppy game. But if it was a dry game, I think it would have been way different.
Okay. And now that you're a junior, you've moved into a leadership role, and I think you're playing the leadership is coming through in your play. What do you convey to the others about the importance? You're going to make the playoffs. Playoffs aren't on the line, but where you're going to play your playoff game and who you're going to play in the playoffs. That starts this Friday. How do you convey to the younger Indian players or the other Indian players how important this region game is compared to everything else that's happened?
Yeah, everybody has to know, this is probably the most important game that's going to be on our schedule. If we win this, we'll probably get a home game for playoffs, and that'd be big because it, advantages us. But I hope we can beat them. So
the other teams, along with you guys in Tellico Plains, you got Eagleton. They're looking pretty good. Polk County won last week. So what do you think, Maddox? What do you think about this Tellico Plains?
I think they're definitely the team to beat for sure. I feel like they're pretty much the top dog in our region right now, besides us, which I'm not trying to pull our own chains or anything. But
well, I've definitely heard some people within the Oneida organization point to Tellico Plains. I keep looking at what Eagleton's doing and thinking, I don't know, that's looking pretty good too, but they're down the road. We don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah,
right?
I ain't heard much about them just yet. We don't until they play some region games, we won't know much. But
yeah.
I'm sort of a numbers guy, and I like looking at the stats and everything. And it was most impressive to see that penalty yardage, the number of penalty yardage, come down this past Friday night. Is it something that's sustainable? Can you? Because this week, if you get a bunch of penalties and give up yards already to what Tellico can run up on you, I think that's very important. Is that? I guess my big question is that sustainable? Can we control that and not have the penalties against us?
I think we can. We're working on it a lot, like in practice and stuff, like cut all the crap out, you know, like I don't think we'll have much problems this week.
How about you, Maddox?
I think the coaches have really took it to heart to get us to stop with the stupid stuff, and you know, I've never really played on a football team with so many penalties, but I mean, I guess I kind of contributed to that a couple times, and I've lost my cool, but especially Coach Martin, he's really wearing down on it. I think he's doing a thing now for however many yards and penalties you have to run heels. So that really knocks it out quite a bit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It sure will do it. What are the 2 keys, each one of you, 2 keys that your team has to do well Friday night to pick up the win?
I'm going to say play disciplined and just fundamental football and keep your head.
And certainly no turnovers to go on.
Yeah, no turnovers at all.
Be able to stop them on defense and be able to run the ball good.
It'll be an important game for your defense this week. So.
Yes, very.
So I'm going to ask you guys to make a prediction. I'm going to start with Maddox. Maddox, who's going to be sitting over here next week? Who's your pick to be the trophy the Trophy Masters has the lineman. We've got the First National Bank Player of the Game. Who do you think will be the Player of the Game next week?
It's hard to tell, but I think Grady Keaton's been due one. I think, and probably it's either him or Ben. So.
Okay. All right. What do you think, William?
I think Maddox, Ben, I think one of them will have a really good game.
All right.
All right, I asked these girls a minute ago. They were seniors. I said, what are you going to do after high school? So, Maddox, you're a senior. What's next?
Probably college.
And you got a major that you're thinking about?
Probably going to go into trade school and go through the lineman program.
Okay. TCAT.
Yeah, TCAT.
TCAT. Got
you know anybody get you in there?
I don't know a lot of people, man. I just kind of hang out.
So what he's trying to toot his own horn. This is the top dog.
No, that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying at all. No, I think it's a good choice.
William, you're just a junior, but it's I'm sure you started thinking about your career options too. So down the road in a year from now, what are you going to be considering?
I'm thinking the same thing as him, honestly. I'm going to try to go into line school and see how that goes, I guess.
William will save us on the number of pegs we have to put on the side of the poles because he'll only need about 3 and he'll be at the top.
Maddox, he just said you're short.
No.
How are you taking that?
I am pretty short, man. I'm about I think I'm 5'10", something like that.
Hey, yeah, that's what I was in high school. Then I got shorter.
All right, Maddox Hutcherson, senior at Oneida, senior linebacker, running back, and William Hill, who was our first National Bank Player of the Game. Guys, good luck Friday night at Tellico Plains, and hopefully we're sitting here next week talking about a win. We'll take a break. When we come back, Scott High football.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network alongside Rick Keaton, voice of the Highlanders, Tim Smith, voice of the Indians. I'm Ben Garrett, and we're glad to have you along with us tonight as we turn our focus now on Scott High football. And we've got our First National Bank player of the game, Micah Bowles, from Friday night. He's a senior defensive back, free safety. And we've got our Trophy Masters lineman of the game, sophomore Jaden Para, who plays right tackle for the Highlanders. And I'm going to get to you, Micah, in just a second. But first, Jaden, before I turn this over to Rick, I told these guys in the second quarter, I don't remember if it was on the air in a commercial break, I said, mark that play down. It's a play where Gage was scrambling, and you absolutely pancaked the defender.
Yes, sir.
And sprung him for, I think it was the first down. Do you remember that play?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to see if you remember that play. Rick, so a lot of players have big games. We've already talked about that. The Gage tied the touchdown record. I think White Lloyd probably tied the single game touchdown record for receivers. I don't know that I have ever seen a high school player in this area anyway have as disruptive a game individually as this guy did on Friday night. 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 2 more passes broken up. One was on 4th down, which resulted in a turnover on downs, and one was in the end zone to prevent a touchdown. Just a heck of a game of Micah Bowles on Friday night.
Well, it certainly was. And after the game, everybody's sitting there saying, who's going to be the player of the game? And Ben said, I know. And it was Micah Bowles. You had some impressive plays. Of course, the interceptions, you had to cover ground to get over to help the corners and get those interceptions. And I already talked with you a few moments ago. That touchdown, maybe saving interception at the end, near the end of the game, all you saw was 99 yards of field out in front of you there. What was going through your mind when you said, I got it, I can go for 6?
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed when I just dropped it. Mason Owens, he was like, scoot over, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, I was pretty disappointed at myself.
Well, I gave some credit earlier tonight to I thought the Highlander coaching staff is doing a very good job of scouting and watching film and getting players ready. Let's talk about Mason Owens, your defensive back coach there, and what he's doing to help you, not only you, but you've also got Brent Hall in there sometimes. But the 2 corners, Carter Slavin and Keegan Boland. I think those guys are doing some really great matchup man-to-man out there, and it lets you be able to float as a free safety should.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Coach Owens, basically.
Okay, so he is an amazing coach. He played at MSJ, I think, in college. And he does a lot of drills to help us with it. And he sometimes takes us in the film room and just makes us watch film. He goes over it and all that, and it just prepares us for the game.
We talked about the interceptions. We talked about tackles causing fumble. That tackle at the goal line that caused the fumble that prevented AE from scoring that touchdown, we had still a long field to go there on that. But talk about how you recognized and came up to be able to make that tackle there.
Well, at free safety, your keys are the tackles, and he sort of backed up. I think it was a pass, I couldn't tell. But I noticed he started running out whatever, and then he's
in other words, you didn't have a receiver that you were keying on in that situation. You were keying on the tackle. You were going to key on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And there's a very good picture by Matt Bowitt that's on the Independent Herald there.
Hey, hang on. I just got one question about that play. Did you truck the pansy?
Yeah, well.
That I'm not – okay. You just got to – it's an inside joke, but it's not inside. You got to go to TikTok to find it. I'm not throwing off on any Austin East player. It's a TikTok that was featuring a young Micah Bowles.
From a 10-year-old Micah Bowles, I think.
Okay, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah.
Jaden, I'm starting to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, because as a unit, I think they're playing very well. The pass protection, I think, is remarkable.
Yeah.
And then the ability to run block on top of that. Talk about your line mates and basically how well you guys are doing and how the coaching, I guess Coach Hall is your line coach there. Talk about Coach Hall, how he's developing the line and your line mates.
I think we're all like doing good and starting to become more like, instead of being like patient and becoming more aggressive off the line, because Bill has been preaching it for God knows how many long practices, just for us to be aggressive and come off the ball.
The other tackle on the other side, Eli Kidd, I think you guys deserve a lot of credit. You're the guy who, of course, everybody has to protect Gage when he's dropping to pass the ball, but you guys on the edge deserve a lot of credit out there. And Eli, I think you're outstanding, and I think Eli's doing a real good job this year. How about your take on Eli and how he's doing on the other side?
I think Eli's doing great. He's also helped me like get better, because I kind of take him as like my mentor, and he's helped me, and I've helped him a little bit on the O-line.
Because everybody else on the O-line is a senior this year. It just leaves the low sophomore Jaden out there sort of on an island to represent the sophomores. Which would you rather do, pass block, run block?
Personally, I would pass block. I like pass blocking. I think I'm a lot better at it than run blocking.
When it comes to practice, going up against the ones on the defensive side, who's the toughest player for you to try to block on our defensive line?
I think it's Braxton Potter. He's really fast, and he moves his hands very well.
And defensively, he's on the left, and you're the right tackle, so you see him every day in practice.
Yeah.
And he's having an outstanding season in his own right as a defensive end.
Do you hold him in practice? Because we're starting to see teams hold him on Friday night, and that's about the only way they can stop him.
I hold him a little bit, mostly not. Not really.
You've got to give him a chance. Is that what you're saying there? Like
Basically.
Yeah? Okay. Looking ahead at this week, this game, McMinn Central. I know you've probably watched a little of their film and so forth over the weekend. And what did the coaches tell you about McMinn Central? We'll start with you, Michael. What are the keys that we'll have to be able to accomplish against McMinn Central?
I know they're pretty good, but we're just gonna have to come out and be able to, like we came out against AE. We'll have to come with that swagger and just be able to stay in coverage as defense. I don't know much about offense, but we just gotta not let them run or pass on us.
I call it confidence. You call it swagger. Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. How about you? From what the coaches told you about their defensive line and things that you have to be able to do this week?
They're very big up front on the defensive line, and they like to blitz their linebackers a lot and try to get us off like that and get us off of their game. But other than that, we just got to execute like we have been recently, and we should be fine.
To both of you, I'll ask Jaden first. Who do you want to see, your teammate, who do you want to see, or two of them if you want to, have good games this week?
I want to see Jesse Jeffers have a really good game and Desmond Bolin.
Sort of linebacker and linebacker there like that. How about you, Mike? Since he went with defense, you're going to go with offensive player.
Mason Llewellyn and Keegan Bowling.
Keegan Bowling and Mason Llewellyn, both seniors there. Do you have to worry about any of them in practice? You're the free safety, and you're standing back there 15 yards deep. Do you have to worry about any of these offensive cats in practice trying to get to you and block you?
Not really.
Why are you shaking your head? Not you agree with that? He's just back there and nobody goes out.
He's just back there and nobody goes out to block him that far.
One thing we had a lot of trouble with the other night, we had some penalties and big yardage. I think we overcame everything that we encourage there. What's the emphasis from Coach Billy Hall this week about trying to eliminate penalties and make sure that we're not giving up offensively, we're not losing yardage, and defensively we're not giving yardage to the other team? Has he addressed it?
Yeah.
He has, okay.
Yeah.
It may be one of these situations where you're not allowed to talk about it then, or it's colorful.
Yeah.
Okay. If you pick up this win Friday night, and I have a lot of confidence. My confidence level is up here like I think your team is. That would basically end up giving you it would give you 4 wins to open the season. Do you as players talk to your teammates about the possibility of that happening and, what kind of run you can have, whether it be 4 wins in a row, 5 wins in a row, 6 wins in a row this season?
Yeah, I think we can, especially if we keep playing the way we have been. And, as a team, we all have, that confidence. And if we just keep playing with it, I think we'll be able to go pretty far.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Are you guys having fun this year?
Yeah.
I am.
Is there anybody on your team not having fun?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's an important thing right there. The coaches are having fun, too. After every touchdown score, I noticed that they're 10, 20, 30 yards out on the field, meeting the team as it comes off. What does that do to you as a player to see the coach celebrating a good play, celebrating a touch? It's not about a touchdown, but it's about an interception. It's about picking up a fumble, causing a fumble. What does it mean to you to see the coaching staff that enthusiastic?
It keeps us on our feet, and it just gives us more motivation or whatever to be able to do it again and keep doing it, because they're going to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Okay.
It really shows us how bad they want it as much as us, and how we want to change the program and just get better overall.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, so Jaden, you've started every game, they were telling me, and so you're in the sophomore year, so you've only known this coaching staff basically. And talking about changing the program, I mean, it's pretty clear, I think, to you that you're changing the program. And Friday night, what was that feeling like? I know, as a outsider kind of, I'm for you guys, but I mean, I can't imagine what it must have been like for the fans. What's it been like for people coming up to you, and what's it meant to you personally for what you did for so many people in this win Friday night?
It feels great. It feels very, very different from last year, because last year we didn't not perform very well, and this year we're already 3 times better than what we did last year, and it just feels amazing.
Michael, what about you? Living up to the expectations, the hopes of all these people on Friday night, how did that feel, and what's it been like for the?
It felt pretty good, but we proved a lot of people wrong, and we're still going to.
Yeah, it seems like it's not enough for you guys, though, is it? That was a step, right?
Yeah,
you talked about the preparation. You guys, in my opinion, when I watched the game, you made it look easy, and it's not easy. But the preparation that you guys put in last week and the weeks before, you made it look easy. So the preparation this week, does it get harder because now that you've tasted that success, the expectations are there, and does it make you prepare harder, or is it hard to refocus after all of that?
Not with the team. We're always ready to go, practice energy, pre-game energy. We always have that energy with us, and it just carries on, and it gets more and more through Monday to Thursday.
And Jaden, you said last year was disappointing in the results, but I mean last year is part of what made this year the year that it is, right? You guys learned how to practice, learned how to follow the plan. So how excited are you? Because that was a huge win, but to me, going on the road in the region, this is even a bigger deal this Friday night. Do you feel like that's true?
Yeah, I feel like we're stepping in the right direction, and as long as we just keep pushing and going, I think we'll get there.
I think you'll get there.
All right, so Tim asked William Hill and Maddox Hutcherson from Oneida a minute ago this question, and I like this question. He asks it a lot, so I'm going to ask it to you guys, and that is, next week, after you beat McMinn Central, who's going to be sitting where you guys are sitting as player of the game, lineman of the game?
It's okay to look back there and see if anybody holds their hand up to take that honor.
So I can tell you a few guys who are really overdue for player of the game. And some of them are sitting back there. Jagan Morgan's one. Wyatt Lloyd is one. Lucas Newport's one. Desmond Bowling is one. And I'd say those other 2 guys, Mason New Allen and Houston Stanley, are overdue for lineman of the game for sure, maybe even player of the game. So now pick. I don't know about a Bowles being speechless. Come on now.
Afraid Desmond.
Okay, fair pick. What about it?
I think lineman of the game will probably be Eli Kidd at left tackle.
Okay, so we watched your brother play soccer for the Highlanders for 4 years. He was a goalkeeper. Where are you at? Why are you not out there?
I've just never really liked soccer. Just ever since like I was a little kid, I've always just liked football.
Just football.
Yeah.
Okay, Micah, football, or baseball. What you picking? If you had to choose one,
you
got to choose one. You can only play one. What's it going to be? I know you're a baseball guy.
Yeah.
But I see you really starting to grow into this headhunter role on defense, and you're having fun out there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a hard question.
Okay. Well, we'll let that one slide because I've got one more question for you, then we'll go to break. You guys watch Tennessee football in your house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Saturday, Tennessee comes from behind. They take the lead late on a touchdown pass by Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar. Does Darrell Bowles get up and hold the iPad in front of the TV so nobody can see it?
No.
You know, he did that Friday night.
Yeah, I know.
Wyatt Lloyd, he owes Wyatt Lloyd like a free dinner or something because we didn't get one of Wyatt's touchdowns.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Okay. I just wanted to see if he made a habit out of that. Okay.
I know. I wish Justin Lynch had kicked that last field goal.
All right. So our First National Bank player of the game, Micah Bowles. Micah, stick around. We've got T-shirt and hoodie from First National Bank for you. And Trophy Masters will have gear coming your way later this season. Jaden Para, our Trophy Masters lineman of the game. Guys, good luck and get some Men's Central on Friday night. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to our scholar athletes.
Relive the moments that made history, on the field, in the gym, and across our community. From thrilling game-winning plays to unforgettable graduations, SFN has over 1,600 videos ready to watch anytime. Join sfn.tv for just $4.99 a month and unlock decades of local memories. Want to own a piece of history? Visit sfn.tv for digital downloads and DVDs of your favorite events. Subscribe or shop today at sfn.tv, your home for local sports and community memories.
When you need physical therapy, don't just think of sports injuries and post-operative care. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we treat patients in all stages of life and with a wide variety of symptoms, from vertigo and headaches to hip pain and plantar fasciitis. The next time you need physical therapy, think South Fork Physical Therapy. From head to toe, we are here to help you. Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. We turn now to our Scholar Athlete segment presented by One Bank of Tennessee. Now, this is the segment where Tim and Rick and I, we feel kind of diminished because
Rick, that blew out of the water when he told me he was valedictorian.
That was decades
it's
ago.
It's me and you dragging this table down, Ben, and it's nobody else.
Anyway, obviously these kids are smart. Not kids. You aren't kids anymore.
Young ladies.
Young ladies, young men too. Then when we get them up here as scholar athletes, they're very intelligent. So this week we've got Oneida junior cheerleader. Senior cheerleader, Mari Wright, and Scott High senior soccer player, Haley Butler. Second appearance on the round table this year for Haley. And Tim, I'm going to turn to you and you take over because I have no business questioning scholar athletes.
Well, I really don't either, but I will ask first. We just asked. You were reading a book.
Yes.
You were studying. So I ask this a lot of times. Does the the good grades, do they come naturally, or is it something you have to work hard for? And maybe it's different for different subjects. Maybe some subjects it's tough, some it's not. What's your take on that?
I would say that some of it does come easily to me, but at the same time, there are a lot of times that you are going to have to put in that extra work, and if you don't put in the extra work, it's not going to come as easy, and you're not going to make those good grades.
Mari, what about you?
I definitely feel like you have to put in the work for it, because my whole life I've kind of struggled in school, but putting in the work and doing the homework and really studying has helped me a lot.
Is there a subject that I would have said back in the day, that's my least favorite. Is there one that's your least favorite or that you have to work the hardest at?
English.
English?
Surprisingly.
Yeah. And is there a teacher that in the past has been someone who just really has brought you along in a subject that was tough?
I would say probably Jody Jeffers has helped me in math with struggling with college math classes.
So would you say you enjoy school, or is it still work?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's fun, but it is a lot of work.
Okay. What about you? Do you have a teacher that you would give a shout out to that really made a big difference in a time when you were having a tough subject?
I don't know if I could really call a specific one out. Really, every teacher I've had, if I've ever needed anything, I know I can always go to any of my teachers, and they're right there ready to help me.
Would you consider being a teacher?
Yes, that is actually what I plan on doing.
He remembers that from the last round table. He's not that intelligent.
I don't have that good a memory, Ben. I didn't remember that. So, what is there a certain subject you?
I'm planning on going into elementary education. So if I teach around probably first or second grade, I'll be teaching everything.
Okay. What about Mari? Would you consider being a teacher, or is there something else you're looking at?
No, I want to go to school to be a physician's assistant.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. And where do you think you might go?
University of the Cumberlands.
Okay. What about? I didn't ask you where you might go.
I'm still undecided. I'm still praying about it. I'm considering Tennessee Tech right now, but
they're in the lead.
Yeah, probably.
Are there any others that maybe are going to factor in?
I'm going to apply to UTK and the Cumberlands. I'm also considering the 2+2 program through Roan State and Tennessee Tech. So, yeah, I'll keep my options open and keep seeking the Lord in it.
That's good stuff. Mari, I got to ask you this because, I've called some games for a long time, so I'm going to bring your dad into this, okay? So does your dad ever make you watch any of his old game tape and tell you how he's a good basketball player?
No, surprisingly.
Do you know if he was a good basketball player or not?
He always says Adam was better than him.
He doesn't. That's not what he says to me. He always tells me he taught Adam everything he knows. So, but
he always just says that he was not a good player and that Adam was better than him and everything.
That's not true. But do you know who his coach was in high school?
No.
It was Coach Hall. Yep. So that was one of his coaches along the way. But anyway, I just wondered if he ever dragged the tapes out and made you watch them.
No.
No. Would you, though, if he did?
I guess
I'm asking
if I
for
had
a
to sit
friend.
there.
If you had to,
Yeah.
right? Both the seniors, is this the time that you have to start making these decisions? I need to apply to this college, and this college. Or have you still got a few weeks, months left before you have to make that decision and hope to get into your favorite one?
Well, I've already been accepted by University of the Cumberland, so I've already accepted their exception
So
to go there.
you're set on that. So you're not looking at any
No, I applied to a few other colleges, and I've been accepted to ATSU as well, but I'm pretty set on going to the Cumberlands.
Why is there any family or friends or anything that have led you to this decision to be a physician's assistant? Why the medical field?
My cousin, she's a physician's assistant, and she's just been open to a lot of new possibilities through that field, and it just makes me want to do that as well.
Okay. And how about yourself right there? What did anybody lead you to be a teacher? And you said you were going to apply. Are you sort of behind the application cycle right now?
I've started some applications. I've not submitted any of them yet. So there is still some time before you have to make that definite decision. So yeah, I'm not entirely decided yet. But as far as anybody leading me in this kind of direction, ever since I've always kind of had this desire to be a teacher. And, you know, really just, yes, I want to be able to be there to provide an education for these children. But at the same time, I want to be there to emotionally love and support them, you know, not entirely just through the classroom setting, but just to be there for these children because you never know what they're going through.
You've got this semester, you've got the next semester. What is the one subject you have now or you're going to have next semester that you really dread? It's okay. I mean, those teachers know we're going to talk about them anyway, so it's fine.
Honestly, the classes I have right now aren't too bad, and I'm thinking of my classes next semester. There's not really any of them that I dread right off.
I kind of dread comp. I have composition 1 right now, and it's a lot of homework, so that's what I'm worried about.
Are you dual enrolled students
Yes,
right now?
sir.
Okay. So you're going to graduate from high school, and you're going to have anywhere from 2, 4, 24 maybe credits lined up ready to go when you enter college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How many? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I think I have 5 so far.
Okay. So you've got a chance now and next semester maybe to get 6 or 8.
Yeah.
It's the same for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any one person that you want to, they asked about teacher a while ago, is there anybody else, family, friends, that have been big supporters, that's helped you get through school, that's pushed you through school?
Definitely my mom and dad. They kept me on doing all my homework at night and make sure I had really good grades all through my whole life.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say my mom and dad too. You know, no matter what it is with school or sports or extracurriculars or whatever, you know, my parents have always been there to love and support me through it all.
How many hours of homework? May only be 20 minutes a night, but how much homework typically do you put in each night or each week?
Honestly, I don't have a huge homework load right now. I'd say if I do have to do homework, I wouldn't say more than 30 minutes a night.
Okay, all right.
That's definitely different for me because I have 2 hours worth of homework every night.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me to concentrate for 2 hours doing homework for teacher. The former teacher say it was.
Is it mostly composition?
Yeah. And my GovEcon class gives me some homework sometimes.
Well, so we ask a lot of times. We ask the same questions. I just thought of a different one. I'm going to throw this one out there because I used to teach, and I always enjoyed as a student and as a teacher. One of my favorite things in the world, and they're coming up pretty soon, was a snow day. So, Maury, what is the perfect snow day? Now you don't have to turn that in tomorrow. School's called off. What are you going to do now that you just have this free day all to yourself?
Honestly, I'll probably just sit inside and watch TV.
What are you going to watch?
I don't know, just something on Netflix. I love watching movies and shows on Netflix.
Okay. Hey, same thing?
Yeah, I would say the same thing too.
Okay. Well, what would you do, Rick?
On a snow day?
Yeah, I don't get them now, but back when I did get them, I really enjoyed them.
Look, back when I was working, if it was this deep, I still had to go to work. They didn't do snow days. I mean, but when I think we had them in high school.
Walked barefooted.
Yeah.
Basically, there was one year when I was in high school, and Leetta would remember it well. We were out of school 3 consecutive weeks in the month of January.
Ben and I are excited. We're going to have virtual days coming up soon. So what are you going to do with your virtual day, Ben? We're going to work.
We're going to work.
That's right. Yep.
Hey, you guys both credited your parents with pushing you academically. So tell folks who your parents are. Start with you.
Missy and Derek Wright.
Joe and Peggy Butler.
Okay. Now, so you're here. You're a cheerleader,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you're a scholar athlete. So we're going to have you back on. If you want to come back on to talk more about cheerleading, we also asked our cheerleaders to help us pick games. So are you a huge high school football fan? Do you keep up with the other games that are going on around the area?
No.
No, well, most don't.
Perfect.
But we ask you to pick them. Anyway, we're going to ask Monroe to pick winners here in just a minute. How do you think she's going to do?
I think she'll do good.
You think she will?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last week, Tim asked about music preferences to our scholars. So, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going somewhere with this because Tim is a music aficionado. Okay, so that means he really likes music.
I was trying to figure that out. Yeah.
So we do the music at Scott High for soccer games. Kids, I'm a 46-year-old man, so what can I say? I don't relate to kids and their music taste. These kids come up and they give me the music playlists, okay, and I'm usually like, that's pretty disgusting. Tell me what song you wanted to play the other day. Tim, you will appreciate this. Tell me the song you picked for soccer warm-ups.
Tennessee by the Creekers.
Have you listened to that, Tim?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No. I'm going to now.
Yes, you've got to.
I will.
It was great. So you called it Appalachian, right?
Yeah.
I would call it bluegrass. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. It was great. It was fantastic, and it turned me on to a new band I never heard before.
The what? Creek what?
The Creekers.
The Creekers.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was really good. So how about you? Well, I'm going to come back to you, but how about you, Murray?
What's the question?
What is your music? I ramble, I know. What was your music preferences?
I like a lot of country songs. Like older and some newer.
This is great because I can get behind that too. So are you talking like old like Garth Brooks or old like George Strait or old like George Jones?
I love George Strait.
Okay. That's great. I like this.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how about you? Is it always this Appalachian bluegrass or you got a mix or what?
Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Okay. Do either of you listen to Taylor Swift?
No.
Fantastic. You guys are coming back next week. All right. And we're going to have a segment just on music. All right, Mari Wright, Oneida senior cheerleader, and Haley Butler, Scout High senior soccer player. Thank you guys for joining us on the roundtable as our One Bank of Tennessee Scholar Athletes. One more break and then one more segment to go as we pick the winners of next week's games.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
When you need physical therapy, don't just think of sports injuries and post-operative care. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we treat patients in all stages of life and with a wide variety of symptoms, from vertigo and headaches to hip pain and plantar fasciitis. The next time you need physical therapy, think South Fork Physical Therapy. From head to toe, we are here to help you.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Our final segment tonight on the round table as we come to you live from the C. Michael Lay Center and the C. Michael Lay Technology Center in Helenwood is our cheerleaders segment. As always, this is how we wrap things up, and we've got Lauren Reynolds from Scott High School, and I almost called you Abby on purpose. Just to do that. And we've got Monroe Thompson from Oneida. Now, you guys you share something in common, in addition to being a cheerleader, obviously. But something else, you guys are both pageant contestants. A former Miss Teen, you may not know this, former Miss Teen Scott County Fairs to the Fair, Lauren is. And Monroe is your reigning Miss Congeniality in the Scott County Fairs to the Fair pageant. Now, they say that you win Miss Congeniality because your personality wins everybody over. That would have to be true because you're Dr. Thompson's daughter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
So you get it from your dad or your mom?
My dad.
Okay. All right. Tim, you buying that?
We'll just go on to the next segment.
Okay.
Next part here. Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Lauren. You've been a cheerleader throughout middle school, throughout high school. Your older sister was a cheerleader before you. So first, I want to ask you, give us an update on Abby Reynolds. What's she up to these days?
Well, she goes to college at UT, and she is actually in a sorority now.
Oh, yeah? So what is her major? Sorry.
I just know she's going to medical field. I don't really know.
All right, she's a former a former guest here on the round table with us. But so did you, growing up watching her cheer, is that what got you into cheerleading, or what got you into cheerleading?
Mainly it was her, just because, I don't know, it was something that she was good at it, and I kind of wanted, this sounds terrible, I kind of wanted to do something that she had done before and try and beat her, because we're always in competition with each other, you know, because I did soccer with her, like, I did soccer too, and she did it too.
And you were a way better soccer player than she was.
No.
Well, okay, so
I tried.
Yeah,
I tried my best.
Was your mom a cheerleader?
No, Mom was a soccer player.
Okay. Jennifer Ainsworth. Okay, so she wasn't a cheerleader. So when did you start cheering? Did you start like at the Storm level, or did you start at middle school?
So I started at middle school, but Abby and them, whenever they were on the sideline, I cheered with them. Like, I would be all in my own little corner doing the cheers.
And that was down at Robbins.
Yes.
Okay, Monroe, how about you? How long have you been cheering?
6th grade year.
Okay, and so what got you into cheerleading?
Just wanted to do it.
Okay.
No one really got me into it.
Okay. Monroe, you said a minute ago that you was going to hee-haw. You said it. So
did.
I want to know what hee-hawing is.
It's when you laugh real hard, and I've got this laugh that's like,
You
it's
better
real.
be careful.
You can notice me across the parking lot if I'm laughing. I promise.
So,
and actually, they did promise when they walked up here that this would be the most entertaining segment we've had tonight.
So the cheerleaders, you guys usually you all know each other. Are you guys acquainted? You know
Yeah.
each other real well.
Yeah.
So my question is, Lauren, can you make her hee-haw?
I'm not a funny person.
You are, mate.
Well, you made her laugh. I mean, you got her part of the way there.
If I just looked at someone long enough.
Especially if they look like Rick Keaton.
We're getting there. I think we're almost there.
Okay.
You just made our Round Table Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, you're the first 2 inductees in our Round Table Hall of Fame.
In fact, they replace us.
They should.
Why don't y'all consider
Please
doing
do.
that? At least for a week.
I'll keep my options open.
This would be a good thing. So, you all talked about both being pageant participants in these things. So, and something we did to Ben a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, was come up with a pageant question. And you know, I know they don't do those publicly anymore, but you could come up with a pageant question, and we can see if Ben or Rick or me, whoever, if we could answer a pageant question and how you would grade us. You want to do that?
Sure.
So you can pick who you want to try to trip up with the question, and since you're ready, Lauren, you go first. And who would you like to ask?
I'll do Ben.
Contestant number 1, Ben Garrett.
Yeah, Ben
messed
Garrett.
up my name.
There we go. You're welcome.
What is your favorite part about the Scott County Fair?
Cotton candy.
That's it.
I can tell you what it's not. Do you want me to tell you what it's not?
Sure.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Tim got on to me last week. My favorite part about the Scott County Fair is how it brings the community together and it unites. Is this a good pageant answer?
Yeah, that's
You don't
good.
ask that in the
Unites
middle
the
of
community.
it.
That's very diplomatic, man.
Well, yeah.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
So what do you give it a scale of 1 to 10? How do you do on that?
I would say 6.
6. So that's better
That's
than
not
average.
bad.
Better than average. Monroe, you don't select Ben because we picked on him, so it can be Rick, it can be myself. Go with your pageant question, or pick who you going to ask.
I'll choose you.
Good
Okay.
I was hoping
decision.
you would.
He's over there pointing at you, so I feel obligated.
All right, let's go.
Okay. If you could do one thing as Miss Scott County to make the community better,
Miss Scott County.
what would it be?
I feel like my role would be to try to bring folks together and especially in this time, have a conversation when we can disagree, but we can also be friends and we can get along and we can understand that maybe you're not going to agree with me on everything, but I'm still somebody who can be your friend and a person you can count on.
Why'd you get him started preaching?
You know what?
How'd I do?
I think you just won Miss Scott County.
I think we're in trouble at the state level.
All right, guys. Let's pick some winners. You want to pick some winners?
We knew this was going off the rails. We called it before the segment ever started. Thank you guys for being good sports.
Is that a yes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you keep up with games other than Scott? You keep up with Scott High, but do you keep
Yeah.
up with other games?
Oh, no, not Not really, I'll be honest.
Do you watch college football at least?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Monroe?
Oh, yeah, I hear about it all the time. That's all my dad talks about.
All the time.
Who's your favorite team?
Obviously, Tennessee.
Who's your favorite
Tennessee.
team? Okay. So did you watch Saturday?
I was at Rod Runs, but I kept up with the score.
Rod Runs.
Rod Runs.
Like Pigeon Forge
Pigeon
Rod
Forge.
Run? Oh, yeah. Was there a lot of people there?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right.
Took 2.5 hours to go down the Parkway.
It took 2 hours to get into the Tennessee ball game, too. They tell me. I don't know. I
wasn't
wasn't
here.
there. All right, guys. Let's we'll start with Oneida. Oneida going to where's Oneida playing at Friday night?
Tellico.
You know what
All
county
right.
that's in?
No.
I think about it.
Tellico.
No.
That's a good guess. That happens a lot of times. It's Monroe County.
Oh, I knew that.
What about that?
No, I didn't. I'll just lie to your face. I didn't know that.
Okay.
All right, so Oneida goes to Tellico Plains. Oneida's 2-2, and Tellico Plains is 3-1. Now, here's what we do. We know that you're not going to pick against Oneida. Lauren might. She probably won't. So I'm going to ask you, pick one thing Oneida has to do this week to beat Tellico Plains.
Be better than Tellico Plains.
I think that sums it up well.
Yeah.
Are you going to argue with that?
I mean, she's not wrong. I can't really argue with it.
That's right.
Lauren, what does Oneida have to do to beat Tellico Plains?
I really don't know. I
You
haven't really
don't-
watched much
you
of
haven't watched
Oneida,
Oneida.
but
Okay. So, big region game for the Indians Friday night. They can go a long ways towards hosting a playoff game. You heard Maddox Hutcherson say it earlier. You may not have heard him say it earlier. You're probably sitting back there ignoring him. But he says if we beat Tellico Plains on Friday, we're probably hosting a playoff game. And it's going to take a little more than that, Tim. I see your doubt. But huge game Friday
Yeah,
night.
that's looking way ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so, Tim, what does Oneida have to do to beat Tellico Plains?
Can't turn it over. They're going to shorten the game. You got to stop their run. If you turn them over, make them do something besides what they want to do, which is put the ball in the air, force them to do that, I think you're in for a good night.
So let me ask you this. The last few years, the knock on Tellico Plains has been they start off great, and then it kind of goes off the rails a little bit. Now, they did beat Oneida last year, but they probably didn't have as good a season as everybody started off the season thinking they were going to have. They go 3-0 this year to start. Didn't they get beat by Bledsoe County? I don't know that many people saw that coming, even though Bledsoe's a good team. Did you see that coming? Who did you pick last week?
No, I mean,
you picked Bledsoe?
Bledsoe is tough as nails. That's a tough team. I mean,
All right, so
yeah,
28-19, you're saying that is not indicative of at all.
I think it is. I think that's a pretty good job against a Bledsoe County team. And I think Tellico's, they're bringing everybody back. Yeah, they had slow starts 2 years ago and last year, but they're all back. They're all on board. They're trouble.
All right, Monroe, another game in Oneida's region, a team that the Indians will see later this year. Eagleton. They are hosting West Green on Friday night. Now, Eagleton is 4-1. I'm sorry, Eagleton is 3-1. They're coming off a 44-19 win over Sullivan East, and as Tim said earlier, Eagleton's looking really good. West Green is 0-4, still looking for their first win. Who's going to win that game Friday night?
Eagleton.
Going to be Eagleton. Lauren, what do you think?
I think Eagleton.
Tim?
About 4 touchdowns.
Rick?
Eagleton. I don't know by how many touchdowns, but Eagleton.
I think that's a pretty good. Yeah. But running clock, second half, maybe, probably. Yeah. Eagleton over West Green is unanimous. I agree with you guys. Polk County at Meigs County. Now, this involves both Scott High and Oneida region opponents. Polk County is a future opponent for Oneida. Meigs County is a future opponent for Scott High. Polk County is 2-2. They're coming off the win over Sweetwater 35-28. By the way, I don't know if she's watching, but Shaylee Gray picked Polk County last week to beat Sweetwater. She was the only one on set who did. She messaged me on Friday night to let me know that Polk County did, in fact, win that game. She wanted to let you guys know that as well. Shaylee Gray picked it correctly. Why didn't you get that right?
I'm just going to tell you, Monroe, if you want to be like Shaylee Gray, if you pick Polk County, I promise you'll be the only one.
Polk County's 2-2, coming off that 35-28 win over Sweetwater. Meigs County is 3-1, coming off a 29-8 win over Main Central. What do you think?
What do you think?
What do I? Oh, turning the tables. That's not fair.
Yeah, start it.
Okay, I'll start it. Meigs County's going to win.
Okay, then I'll agree.
Okay.
I agree.
All due respect to Polk County, because I think they get better as the year goes along, but I think Meigs County's a different animal, and they're going to win big, I think.
What do you want me to say? I want Meigs County to have the best possible record they can have, and we beat them in a few weeks. There you go.
All right. Scott High is at McMinn.
Obviously, Scott High.
Well, now hold on. I was asking, are they
Which
McMinn County or McMinn Central?
I think it's McMinn Central.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Scott, do you know what county that's in? That's a Tim Smith question. I don't either. Is it Madison?
It's McMinn.
It's Madison.
It's McMinn County.
It's McMinn County. All right, Scott High, McMinn Central. Scott High's 3-0. McMinn Central is 1-2. Scott High coming off the big win over Austin East. McMinn Central lost to Meigs County 29-8. Lauren, what does Scott High? You already said Scott High's going to win. What does Scott High have to do to beat McMinn Central?
I think honestly we need to kind of keep like the hop down and not get over cocky because we've been on a win streak here recently, and
very good.
McMinn's a pretty hard team, so I've heard. So just keep the cockiness down and really try their best.
You hear that?
100%.
And I agree with you too.
Very good. I mean,
she didn't just say be better than the other team. I mean, I'm
You
just
also
saying.
have to be better than the other team, right?
Of course.
Of course, that helps. Yes.
Rick, what does Scott High have to do to beat McMinn Central on Friday?
Protect the football. Bring the right attitude. Take nothing for granted. Not be overhyped. And I mentioned that prior to Austin East game. I didn't want us to come out overhyped, thinking that a week earlier, a victory down at Monterey meant that we were the greatest team. It does not. Keep everything in front of them and just not make mistakes. It'll be a tough game, but it's a winnable road game for the Highlanders.
Monroe, what does Scott High have to do to beat McMinn Central?
Be better.
Be better. I knew that. I knew that was going to be the answer.
better.
Tim, what does Scott High have to do to beat McMinn Central?
Same thing they did at the beginning of the game last week. They dealt with adversity. It looked like the opening kickoff was returned for a touchdown. It got called back. They wind up turning Austin East over and dominating the night. They're going to deal with probably worse adversity at some point in McMinn Central. Expect it. It's coming. And just put your head down, grind, do what the coaches have prepared you to do, and overcome it.
Yeah, have we ever played McMinn Central before?
I don't think so. Not the years that I've cheered or my sister has.
Yeah.
That's correct, but we have played them before.
Well, she doesn't deal in that ancient history. Rick.
Well, it's not that ancient. She was at least 2 years old when that happened.
Sweetwater is at Kingston. Sweetwater is 1-2. They lost to Polk County last week. We talked about that. Kingston's 2-1, coming off a 30-6 win over Cumberland County. Do you pick Sweetwater or do you pick Kingston? Two future opponents of the Highlanders.
I think Kingston.
You think Kingston? Do you want Kingston to win?
No, they're a rival.
No, you never want
so.
Kingston. No, okay. I knew that was coming. Rick, what about it? Who's going to win that game?
I'm not going to call them a rival because they don't consider us a rival. It will be a home field advantage to Kingston.
I'm starting to think you've got a secret admiration for Kingston.
No, I don't. Why would I?
What do you think, Monroe? Sweetwater or Kingston? Who's going to win that football game? Sweetwater put up 63 points in the season opener against Seymour. They haven't won since then.
Okay.
Kingston's 2-1.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater, Tim.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave you
out
on that limb. This will be the one. This will be the one
This
you
is
can
it.
text Ben over Friday when Sweetwater wins, but I don't think they will. And I think Rick is just to be the man. You got to beat the man, and I think he's waiting for that to happen with this Kingston thing.
I think that's exactly right. Kingston will probably have 2 running backs this week that will each go over 150 yards rushing.
Yeah, sorry, Monroe. It's going to be Kingston. It's going to be Kingston. All right, but Monroe's calling the upset. All right, last one. Brainerd at Austin East. 2 teams that are looking for their first win. Somebody's going to get it on Friday night. They're both 0-3. Austin East got whipped by the Highlanders last week. Brainerd coming off a shellacking at South Pittsburgh. They lost 63-0. Which one gets their first win this week?
What is the other one that you said? Not Austin East. I think they're gonna win.
The other one.
I can't say it.
So the other one's going to win. What are you taking, Austin East or the other one?
The other one.
Okay, Rick, how about it?
Don't remember.
Austin East or the other one?
I'm going to take Austin East because it's a different environment when you play there.
I think I'm thinking Brainerd or the other one, as I'm supposed to say. Yeah, I think it's going to be Brainerd.
So it's 3-1. I'm going to side with Rick. I'm not going to leave Rick out here by himself. I think it's going to be. I think Austin East is going to get him. All right, guys, we're gonna sign off. But I want to ask you guys what is the absolute best part of cheerleading, Lauren?
I would say the best part of cheerleading is just the crowd and everything, and the student section. I love whenever they ask us to do pow, pow, pow. I mean, that's just, it makes you feel good and lets you know that you're actually doing something to help them up.
Did you know? Do you know Daniel Bell?
Mhm.
Right, everybody knows Daniel Bell. He stood up and did the pow 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 last week, just because he wanted to be a fan of the game. He was not a fan of the game, but he did the pow pow pow. Do you notice that? Like when the grown men stand up and do pow pow pow, is that like you guys are like yes?
Yeah, it makes us feel like it's not only the students involved, and that means a lot.
Yeah. All right. How about it? What's your favorite part of cheerleading?
I would agree with the student section stuff, and then I think you become so close with the ones that you cheer with, like that. Those are some of my best friends. Is the people who I cheer with.
You actually spend a lot of time practicing with them. Yeah.
You're senior?
Junior.
Junior. Okay, you're a junior. All right.
So we can do this again next year.
Thinking about your future yet?
Say it again.
Thinking about your future yet?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I either want to go into dental hygiene or dental surgery.
No way. You're going to go into dentistry.
Yeah.
Huh, imagine that. Lauren, how about it?
I want to be a pediatric oncologist.
So I got a feeling these guys are probably going to be scholar athletes too at some point.
Yeah, they'll next season they can take over for Tim and myself. And,
all right.
During their senior season.
All right. Lauren Reynolds, Scott High Jr., and Monroe Thompson, Oneida Jr., thanks for coming on here and making us hee-haw. And good luck, guys, on Friday night. Thank you for joining us. That's it for us. We want to thank, as always, Greg Bond and Leetta Boyd and the Scott County School System for allowing us the use of their facility. Thank you to all of our sponsors who help us sponsor the Roundtable. Thank you to you at home for watching. For Tim Smith and Rick Keaton, I've been Garrett. Have a good night.